we're reaching your arms all the way in front of you and almost bringing them relatively close to one another. Shoulders still stay down. Take a deep inhale here. And let's exhale, slowly curl our spines down one vertebrae at a time until your lower back hits the floor. You take a deep breath. Great, and on the way back, you stack all the way. And when you get almost to the top, you bring that right arm to that right corner. And then find your way back towards the center. Great, so we're inhaling, sitting up tall. Exhaling, curling down just to the lower back, gazing at your abdominals, feeling your reach. Inhaling again. And then exhaling, stacking. And circling to the left. Great. Inhaling, finding your way back. Exhale, hold. Good. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, curl down. So again, we're only curling down to the lower back for the moment. Finding your breath, reaching your arms a little bit longer. Exhale, restacking. Great. We can even inhale this curl here to make it a little bit slower, and then exhale it back. Great. Inhale, stacking up the spine. Exhale, releasing from the hips, just curling down to the lower back. Inhaling again. And then exhale, restack. Great. Yeah, let's inhale this full circle to the left. And remember, if at any moment you feel like, hey, this extra added weight is not where you're at today, it's totally cool. Just put them down. Last time, inhaling, sitting up tall, arms staying close together, almost like you can still reach forward a little bit longer, even if you're not going anywhere. Exhale, reach all the way up. Great. Inhaling, slowly circling, tapping to that back right. Exhaling, coming on back. Cool, last full one. Inhale, reach. Now remember, it's almost like a form of moving meditation in this way, that your body knows step by step what it needs to do. But each time you kind of approach the move with a sense of curiosity to be like, oh, I wonder how this one is going to feel versus the other. Great, take another deep inhale. And then slowly curl your spine down one vertebrae at a time. And as you do so, dig your heels into the ground. We're coming down to the tips of our shoulder blades. Your hands come behind your head and you hold for a moment. Great, so you're walking your feet in one little step, keeping those heels together and bringing the toes together as well for the moment. Inhaling, bringing this right knee a little bit closer towards you. And then exhale, pushing it out. Cool. So for now, I just want you to sense how much can you pull into this resistance band, and then use that full flex to kick all the way out. Now remember, at this moment, we're still just grounding into the floor, nothing crazy with layered moves, just noticing that full reach of the right leg. Inhaling, coming in towards center, exhale, long. Great, 3 more. Opening up your chest, elbows out for 2. And your last for 1 for 1. Great, heels come back together. Now there's not a big openness, right? It's just a little bit. The knees come in on the left, and then you exhale, push. So you're feeling again how they're not exactly parallel. There's like a mini V, but that's okay. I want there to be like a little bit of activation into the resistance band without being overwhelming. And while you're here, can you sense how your ribs expand? And then when you exhale, you bring it all back together, right? Like the concept of reweaving your ribs together is a huge element of that support through the middle area. Great, last 2. And your last full breath. Super. Heels go back together. Now we're opening the knees a tiny bit, reaching your arms through the center, lifting up a little bit higher. And we make little M's with our arms. So you're opening your arms towards the side, and then exhale back towards the middle. Now you're still just pushing into the resistance band. There's no pulsing. We're just giving it a nice little love sensation of being open and waiting. Inhaling, opening up those arms, exhale back. Great, 3 more. And again, just bringing as much intention into your arms as you can. So you're not like soft and just hanging out. It doesn't have to be like the most activation ever, but there is a sense of intensity that you're choosing right now. Awesome. Finding your way back towards the middle, slowly lifting your knees in towards the center, inner feet stay together. And now as you open up your arms, you're stretching out your legs to a nice upward V, and then finding your way back. Now your legs aren't lowering. They're staying at this nice, comfortably active, lifted position. It's not quite 90, it's not quite 45. And if you feel like you want to lower them down a little bit, by all means, go for it. But remember, I want you to be in a position that you can hold and reach. You have 4 more. And almost checking out the shapes that you're making, how cool it is that your body gets to make different shapes, different sizes at any time of the day. Awesome, your last full one here. Great, hands come behind your head, flex out those feet, and we slowly pulse open. And then squeeze your legs almost, let's go all the way to the top. So again, you're at a diagonal that works for you, and you're pointing your toes and squeezing. Now, I love the feeling of just flexing and kicking something away, and then it's almost like you're articulating your feet to give them a little bit of stretch. If you feel like you want to do it the other way, or you want to stay in a flex or a point, you can do that as well. Good, 3 more. And your last full one here. Great, reaching the arms in towards the center, lift up a little bit higher and just make mini pulses here. Now, checking out how is the situation, how does your back feel, how do your shoulders feel? If you still need to support your neck, please do so. You keep breathing for the next 3. Reaching a little bit higher for 2. Shoulders still melting, down your back for 1. Great, back towards the center, knees come in, and lower your head, neck, and shoulders down. On 3, 2, and 1. Cool. So feet are coming back into a bent position, a little bit closer because we're coming up into a bridge. So opening your arms to a nice open T, palms facing upwards, grounding into your mat as you slowly melt your spine 1 vertebrae at a time off the floor, and just check yourself out, meaning shoulders down. Can I reach my arms a little bit longer? Great, and bringing your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Fantastic. So from here, you inhale, kind of soften for a moment, just allowing like a gentle bend in the elbow, and then exhale, push on up on the way up. So you inhale, soften on the way out, exhale, push up. Now even here, you can sense like, you can kind of just not pay attention to anything and just the arms, and that's fine. But if you can bring a little bit more focus on like, hey, what's happening in my ribs? What's happening in my back? Can I expand my ribs not only sideways, but almost breathe into the back ribs as well? Can I release a little bit from my hip flexors? Can I ground all of my toes into the floor? Good, last 2. I'm using this as like an opportunity just to stretch and open your chest. And almost give your shoulder blades a tiny little bit of a massage. Great, staying nice and open here, reaching the arms and staying parallel to the floor for me. So you're slowly gonna lower your hips down towards the floor as you bring your hands to the outside of your hips, but you're not actually touching the floor, and then exhale, lift on up and swinging your arms all the way up towards the ceiling, towards your ears, not towards the ceiling. Now I'm creating a really big wingspan feeling. If you feel like this is beyond where your shoulders are happy going, then you just stop where you're at. So you're trying to lower down, keeping the core engaged. Exhale, squeeze, interlace those ribs. Great, so you inhale, expand, coming sideways. And then exhale, reach. 2 more. And everything is a sense of whole body, right? So even if one part is a little bit more intentionally used than the other, we're still trying to bring our awareness to as many body parts as we can. Last full one here. Great, let's keep the arms all the way. Grounding through that right foot for me. Let's push on up, bringing the left knee in towards the center. Great, so you're stretching the left leg all the way out to a 45-degree angle, coming right back. And then lowering down, tapping your hips, stretching up that left leg towards the ceiling, and then finding your way back. So for now, we're just focusing more on the legs. Inhaling, left leg out, coming back up, and then stretch it all the way up as you lower your hips down, finding your way back up, and then rebending. So inhale, stretch it out and in. Exhale, lower your hips down and stretch up. Great, 2 more like this. And remember that joy of just reaching up with or without your dumbbells, with or without your weights, whatever you're using. And sensing again, can you open your shoulders? Can you open the chest while maintaining that spinal integrity? Great, slowly melting that left foot down onto the floor. Regrounding through the left as you float your right knee in towards the center, or just see how it feels. And then we slowly stretch out the right leg on your inhale, bring it on back. And then exhale, lower the hips down, stretch up that right leg and find your way back into the middle. So almost like you can sense something in front of you that you can't quite reach yet, but you're getting there. Like each reach is like just a tiny bit longer, even if it's like just a grain of sand. Fantastic, we have 3 more. And that full sense of reach upwards. And how your body is moving in different parts simultaneously. And yes, how cool it is. Inhaling it out and in. And then exhale, reach. Super, both feet go back down onto the floor. Walk your feet a little bit further away for me and then melt your spine down 1 vertebrae at a time. Articulating all the way through the breath to find your way all the way down, melting into your mat. And taking a deep breath. Great, slowly take another inhale. And then exhale, head, neck, and shoulders come up and you reach in between your legs for me. Cool. Left hand comes behind your head. And we're slowly and steadily, reaching and circling this right arm all the way behind you. Great, on the way back, you're lengthening out the left leg and twisting to the outside of your left hip. So I want you to have a nice feeling of slow intensity. And the reason why your feet are a little bit further apart is to reach into the resistance band, but also to give you a little bit more groundedness. Now, if you feel like you just want to stop in the middle, or you don't want to use your arm, you can also just put your hand behind your head and just twist from the middle instead without the extra reach. Great, we have another 3. And almost like that rainbow diagonal shape. And how awesome it is that you get to allow your spine to twist through your core in a loving and supportive way. Awesome. Cool, come back to the center, take a deep breath. And then straight away lift that left arm all the way up by your ear. And we're slowly twisting towards the right. And then exhale, finding your way back. Now, it may be that one side feels more comfortable than the other. Your elbow still stays open, you engage as you inhale, reach. And trying to keep those hips as balanced as possible, right? Like if you notice, hey, my one hip is coming off of the floor, then just make it a little bit smaller. Or maybe you'll have to adjust your legs accordingly. We have another 4. And that right elbow stays nice and open, maybe even lifting it a tiny bit higher off the mat for 3. Great. And remember, enjoying this slowness, using this as a form of just connecting with yourself and not rushing through it. And your last moment. Great, finding your way all the way back towards the center. Take a deep breath, lift up a little bit higher. And then slowly and steadily squeezing your knees in towards your elbows, keeping your head, neck, and shoulders lifted, and then finding your reach all the way out. So what's happening here is actually we are bending a little bit upwards, but we're not like completely coming down. That's not where we're at yet. I just want us to stay up and notice that we can crunch up a mini bit, and then it's almost like you're unfolding, but you're not really going anywhere with the upper body. Inhaling, coming on in. Exhale, unfold. Good. 2 more. And then your last fold. Great. Slowly and steadily bringing the feet together, knees coming in towards your center. Release your hands all the way down by your side. And let's slowly switch our legs, reaching the arms up on the inhale. And then exhale, push down for 5. So you're inhaling, reaching arms up, pushing down for 4. Now noticing again how it feels, that feeling of pushing down versus lifting up with the palms or the tops of your hands. Great, we've got 2 more. Last time here. Good, keeping the left leg out, arms come up, inhaling here, and then exhale out. So just to feel now the left leg and the arms reaching. Maybe it feels different, maybe it feels exactly the same. Cool, we've got 3 3 more. And out. And how cool, right? That like long feeling of breath. And how much you can do within one inhale. And then what you can do within an exhale. Cool. Last full inhale here. And then exhale out. Great. Knees come in towards the center. Slowly put the soles of your feet down on the floor. Melt yourself down. On 3, 2, 1. Simultaneously lengthening all the way out with your feet nice and flexed. Inhale, reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders follow. We peel and reach. Great. Take another deep inhale here. And then exhale, lengthen out a little bit longer here, noticing your shoulders melting down your spine. Great. And then bringing your palms facing each other, bringing the elbows in for a nice little huggy feeling. And then floating your arms up to a nice goalpost position. Squeezing them back towards the center and then reaching a little bit longer. Noticing if you can find a little bit more space. Inhale, belly comes a little bit closer to your spine. Exhale, bring your belly button even closer as you reach a little bit longer. Great. Inhale, elbows come back and open. Exhale, squeeze and reach. Great. Inhale, expand your ribs. Exhale, lengthen out. Super. Last time here. And remember, we're inviting space. It doesn't mean that everything is fully lengthened the entire time. It's just more like, where am I right now? Great. Inhale again. Exhale a tiny bit longer. Awesome. And then slowly find your way, one vertebrae at a time, flexing through your feet as you roll down your mat, maybe taking your mat with you. On 3, 2, and 1. Great. Let's open our legs a little bit wider. This time focusing on the right arm. So inhaling, reaching that right arm up, left arm stays close to your ear. Exhale, come on up to a nice tall seated position. Great. From here, you're twisting towards the left, diving forward and swinging that left arm behind you as you reach your right arm to the outside of your right foot. Take another inhale. And then exhale, stack on up, swinging that left arm all the way up towards your ear. Coming back towards the center. And rolling down, keeping your right arm in front of you, left arm up, one vertebrae at a time, melting down on 3, 2, and 1. Both arms up by your ears, and then keeping that right arm there, lengthening the left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders come up, and you engage the belly and reach. Great, so you're twisting towards the right, swinging this right arm behind you, palm facing up, and lengthening out towards the side, keeping both hips nice and grounded. Inhaling here. Great. Exhale, restack your spine, swinging that right arm up by your ear, left arm stays long. Inhale, sit up tall. And then exhale, slowly lower down on 3, 2, and 1. Good. Keep both arms up by your ear. And then exhale in towards the center, head, neck, and shoulders come up. And roll the way up. Awesomeness. Let's come over onto all fours. So remember, if at any point you feel like, hey, my legs aren't happy or I need some extra support, always just double fold your mat. Take a blanket or a pillow. So you're actually just gonna put your left hand on the floor. Left leg goes long and you have your weight in your right hand. So I want us to work a little bit with that circular feeling. Excuse me. So lifting that left leg up, grounding the right toes. You're reaching this right arm all the way behind you and then circling it in front of you and then finding your way back. So for now, let's really just focus on using the arm only in our movement concept. And that left leg just kind of stays hanging. And it's a different circle, right? We often like reach forward and then push back. But I really love reaching back and then kind of pushing forward and just checking how it feels. Great. You have another 2. And inhaling all the way. And then you get to exhale, push back. Cool. Last time. And then all the way back. Great. Keeping your arm nice and bent, finding a reach. And then you're bending your left knee, opening the arm towards the side, and then stretching on out as your arm comes back. So you're trying to keep that left leg almost on your imaginary table, and your right arm just comes up to that goalpost position, and then you squeeze it back. Great, we have another 4. And again, checking that full range of motion in that right shoulder without actually lifting the shoulder at all. Trying to keep that stable balance through the middle. Last two. Great, and your last one here. Excellent, both hands come down on the side, take a deep breath. And then slowly and steadily reach out, both legs to the side, finding a nice open plank position here. Great, so you're twisting towards the left with your right heel, bringing your left knee towards your right elbow, and then you're finding your way back towards the center and holding. So I'm asking you to twist a little bit with one leg and finding your way back. Now, if you feel like, actually, I just want to keep my toes on the floor and reach a little bit, you can do that as well. But if you can incorporate a full right foot twist just for a little bit more reach, give it a go. Awesome. Inhaling, slowly twisting and reaching. Exhaling back. Last full time. And then all the way back. Great, holding here, elbows back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Super, knees come down. And shift your weight all the way back for a little quick stretch. Awesomeness. Take another deep breath. And then reach your arms a little bit longer, curling through your spine, almost like you're trying to stretch your spine just a bit for a moment. Maybe even walking your hands a little bit longer. Great, and then keeping your feet on the floor, allowing your hips to drop and opening up your chest, kind of stretching in the opposite direction. Cool, let's try that one more time. So you're inhaling here, exhale, shifting your weight all the way back. It's almost like, all right, you know that you've gotten there before with your length. Maybe you can even go a little bit further. So you're curling through the center, fully stretching out the entire spine, reaching all the way here, shoulders down. And then you allow for your hips to drop just a bit. And you can either gaze upwards or forward or even a little bit down, that's fine, but don't look all the way down. Good, take another inhale. And then exhale, reach back. Okay, stretchy break time's over. So let's come back into the middle, grabbing the weight into your left hand now. Left toes are tucked. Right leg is nice and long. Remember, we ground first, always sensing where we're at, what we're ready to do, and then move from there. So that right leg stays nice and lifted. Left elbow stays close to your left hip. And we begin. We inhale, reach and circle. And then exhale, find our way back. Great. Inhale, reach and circle. And then exhale back. Now, if at some point you feel like, hey, I actually need to put that right foot down because I don't feel as stable as I'd like to be, you can do that, and then you can always lift it back up. And again, that gentle bend in the supporting right arm is great. And just be mindful of where your where your elbow is at, so that your elbow is not rotating outwards, but still going all the way back towards your hip. Great, 2 more. Inhaling, circling all the way around, and then exhale, reaching. Cool, last time. Fantastic. So you're bending your left elbow, and you're slowly bending your right knee as you come out to the left with your arm in your goalpost, and then slowly close as you stretch that right leg out again. Now here, we're trying to keep those hips really stable. I don't want you dropping one hip, not yet, or rather not now. So we want to keep that maintained stability. And sometimes that means we need to make it smaller. Sometimes that means that we don't need to bend, or we just hold, and just to allow yourself to trust your sense of judgment and movement. Good, we have 3 more. And noticing how your left thighs are feeling. If you're holding on to a lot of tension, I know there's that resistance, but seeing if we can focus a bit more on the belly lift. Cool, weight comes down, stretching out the right leg, and then the left. Here we go. So you're bringing your left heel towards the right, your right knee goes towards the left elbow, and then you untwist back to the center and hold. Remember, 4 more only. Inhaling, twist and reach. Exhaling, finding your way back. So it is like a slow, intentional, twisty reach, right? We're not trying to do anything too fast. We're not looking to tweak the back. We're just looking to engage and find a bit more strength. Cool, last time. Inhale and twist and reach. And then exhale back. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then finding your way all the way back to the center. Awesome. Take another inhale here. And then actually let's walk our hands all the way to a nice tall seated position. All right, so you're gonna interlace your fingertips and bring your hands behind your head and your elbows are wide. It's almost like you can feel that there's like a wiggle in your spine. Actually, we'll face sideways. Great, and from here, I want you to bring your belly button back. So you're curling against that imaginary wall and you're allowing that full spinal stretch, like almost what we did on the mat before, but now we're just doing it in a different position. And then on the way back up, you're opening up your chest a little bit, allowing for like a slight arch of just the upper back. Now again, you take this at your own pace, but we're inhaling, allowing ourselves to just come back into a nice curly ball. And then exhaling, slowly unfolding, still restacking your spine, but just opening up a tiny bit more than you did before. Awesome, last time here. And you're allowing your head to push into your hands and your hands to push into your head so that you can feel how you're supporting this reach even more than you were before. And then you open and find that space. Cool. Back to the center, take a deep breath, and then arms come down next to you. Alrighty, so let's come over onto the left side. So your right arm is at like a nice diagonal. You can choose to take the weights or not, totally up to you. And just sense, again, how long can you make this triangular shape? Right hand comes onto your right ankle. Cool, so from here, you're bending this left arm down. So when you come down, essentially, your left elbow is underneath your left shoulder. That's the goal. Reaching a little bit here. And then on the way back up, you're slowly stretching your entire body, twisting a tiny bit to the outside again. So you're slowly moving enough that you notice where your range of motion begins and ends. You push into the floor, reach all the way up and gently curl, more like a twist rather than a curl, excuse me. Now, if you feel like, hey, I don't really like the feeling of this bend elbow and reach, then you can just stay lifted if you want. Great, 2 more like this. Really sensing how your body is actually very forward facing at the moment. And then at the top, that's when you add like a little bit of a twisty reach. Cool. Awesome, let's add another little twist here. So now when you come down, let's actually add our twist so that our upper body is still now down, now downward facing. Great, and all the way back up, we still just have that nice little reach to the side. Great, so you're inhaling, coming forward facing first, and then you allow for a downward face reach. Now in that downward face reach, it's not like you're collapsing or letting go. It's more just like you're finding a bit more space. You're allowing that full spinal rotation. And you have your arm parallel to your mat. Great. Last time here. Inhaling down and rotate. Engaging the belly and all the way up. Cool, finding your way down back towards your center. And then reaching this left arm directly underneath your shoulder for now. Yeah, let's do that. Right hand behind your head. Right foot in front of the left. Excellent. Take a deep breath and then lift your hips up off of the mat and bring this left foot in front. Cool. From here, you're slowly lowering down your hips and then exhale, lift. Now, if you feel like, I don't need this, I can actually stretch out my right leg completely behind me. You can do that as well. I know it looks kind of awkward, but it feels nice to just open. Great, 3 more. Inhaling down and reach. Exhale, push up. And 2. Awesome. And 1. Super, so walk your feet in a little bit closer towards you. And then slowly find your hips down towards the floor on 3, 2, 1. Cool. Let's go straight away to the other side. So, aligning. Remember that right side reach is enough that when you bring your elbow down, you're underneath your shoulder. You can always adjust if you need to. Left arm goes close to that left ankle. Take a deep breath. Great, so we're slowly lowering down, finding that full sideward reach. And then engaging the belly as you push your hand into the mat and then twist to that left side, stretching up that left leg. Great, so there's only 4 more here of this nice, slow, steady intention. And it's almost like, all right, what parts of me need a little bit of love right now? And I say that in like the most supportive way possible, right? Where can I engage something that might have been sleeping? Where can I release something that might be overworking? And those are the questions that you get to ask to notice how you can adjust your movement to be comfortably uncomfortable. Good. Inhaling, tapping. Exhale, reach and twist. Awesome, your last time here. Cool, let's add that nice lengthened reach, and then remember we're rotating just from the waist as your arm stays parallel to the floor. And then you exhale slowly, find your way all the way back up. This, among a million other exercises, is still one of my favorite types of moves because I feel like there's so many parts that need to work together. And I always feel like it looks like it might be easy, but I still find it, there's a lot happening. Good. One last one. Inhaling, slowly twisting. And then exhale, finding your way up. Awesome, coming back towards the center. Bringing this right arm underneath your shoulder. Left foot goes behind the right, hand comes behind your head. And you lift up your hips and then stretch that right foot out in front. So remember, we're starting here, just noticing how that feels with your knee. And if you feel like, you know what, actually, I can stretch out my left leg all the way behind me, then go for that as well. Inhaling down. Exhale, push up for the next 4. 3. And remember, we're still using that side body. You can also reach with the arm if you'd like for 2. Last full time here. Great, slowly and steadily. Walking yourself back and then bring your hips all the way down. Cool, weights go to the side. You can take your resistance band off. Thank you so much for your service. Got like another minute and a half, if that's cool. Hands come underneath you. Shift your weight all the way back for a moment and just bring your knees into a nice lowered tabletop position. Let's curl the spine, rolling back to the shoulder blades only, and then finding your way back up and reaching. Great, so you're coming back to your center, allowing for the curl to roll back to your shoulder blades. And then you lift up first and then stretch. Great, 3 more to go. So we're using this as a simultaneously spine massage and then a happy release. Good, 2 more. Awesome, your last time here. And then finding your stretch. Great, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet go on the floor, hands come next to you, shift your weight forward. You can also heel toe your feet a little bit wider, bending one leg and then the other. You can also allow for the elbow to come towards the knee on the same side. You can also grab onto your opposite elbow and just allow your body to gently shift and swing from one side to the other. Great. And finding your way back towards the center, reaching towards the floor, saying yes to everything that fits our vision of what we'd like our life to be, and actively say no to everything else. And we take another deep inhale, and then exhale, roll and stack the spine on 5, 4, 3, 2,